Hello there, you're watching TVS News at 5 p.m. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac. Let's begin with our top story. Private housing developers in Sarawak are urged to collaborate with the Ministry of Public Health, Housing and Local Government in providing more affordable houses statewide. Its Deputy Minister, Michael Tiang, said those who wish to collaborate can register and participate with the Ministry in the Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme, HDAS.
We received very positive response from housing developers from Sarawak, all over Sarawak. Like this morning, our friend here, they're from Home Build Networks Consortium. They participated in this scheme and they built affordable housing street Batiwi, which have been approved, sanctioned by our Ministry of Public Health, Housing and Local Governments. And we work together, we approved 37 home buyers to receive 10,000 ringgit, this housing deposit assistance.
He said this at a press conference after handing over the letter of approval to 7 house buyers who have benefited from the scheme during a ceremony held at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching on Monday. Jiang said those who are eligible for HDAS are in the B40 and M40 groups, and first-time house buyers must go for housing units with a maximum price of 295,000 ringgit. Commenting further, he praised Sri Pertiwi Semarang Avenue for being a good example of how the state government is collaborating with the private sector to build more affordable homes. He also observed that now is a difficult time for younger generations to own a house, given the rising cost of living.
Compared to all states, Sarawak has so far planted the highest number of trees compared to the other states in Malaysia. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said the number of trees planted will increase exponentially through a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) signed between the state government, Sarawak Energy Berhad (SEB) and Sarawak Forestry Corporation (SFC).
As of 30th May 2022, that means last month, a total of 33,162,534 trees have been planted throughout Malaysia, with Sarawak topping the list, kita yang top, with 12,247,202 trees, and this will increase after SEB plant more trees.
Abang Johari said they will continue to intensify their efforts so that the aspirations of the state government can be achieved. He noted that it was very much in line with the state government's initiative of ensuring that Sarawak is always green through its Forest Landscape Restoration (FLR).
Recognizing this, the Sarawak government is committed to planting 35 million trees by the year 2025. 35 million. Of course, Malaysia is trying to plant 100 million trees. Jadi kita at least about 1/3 in Sarawak, and we are committed to do that.
Taman Bukit SIOL at Petrajaya has received a blessing from the Sarawak government to become a gazetted nature reserve. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said he saw its potential to become a forest in a city with various species of trees, where it could someday be a fine place for a tourist destination.
Kita nak propose Bukit SIOL Malaysia Park. Si Kanada sama Jaya aja, bos belum beri je kok. Jadi kita nak convert our Bukit SIOL di Petrajaya sebagai nature park juga. Dan kita tahu Bukit SIOL ada sejarah juga.
At the same time, Abang Johari disclosed that the state government has plans to upgrade Bukit Lima Forest Parks, Sibu, with relevant agencies.
Bukit Lima di Sibu. Memang saya nak naik taraf Bukit Lima kita nak uruskan Bukit Timak bersama dengan Universiti Teknologi Sarawak dengan SFC dapat kerjasama untuk membangunkan Bukit Timak, dan juga saya nak embrace into our development in Sibu.
Abang Johari said Cebu wants to achieve its vision to become the centre of development in the central region of Sarawak by 2030. Its mission is to lead the central region towards sustainable economic, social, cultural and educational development through smart partnership between the government, the private sector and the community. He was speaking after signing a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB and Sarawak Forestry Corporation SFC on Monday.
A mother and her child were critically injured as they suffered burns in the 11-door longhouse of Rumah Polis Sulau, Bukong Asal, Jalan Lidong Asal, Betong this morning. The Fire and Rescue Department, Bomba Emergency Medical Rescue Services, have sent the victims to Betong Hospital for further treatment.
Bomba received a distress call at 9:22 a.m. and a team of 9 firefighters from Betong Fire Station, led by Senior Fire Superintendent 2 Muhammad Faisal Rashid, were deployed to the scene immediately. Upon arrival at the scene, the Bomba reported that all 11 doors of the 220 by 50 square feet non-permanent structure Longhouse were completely razed to the ground. Thankfully, everybody was able to evacuate the Longhouse, but the incident has left at least 59 residents homeless. The exact time of the fire and the total damage caused is yet to be determined.
A 29-year-old motorcyclist was pronounced dead after it was suspected he was involved in an accident with a car at Jalan Tulai Bintangor on Sunday. The deceased hails from a longhouse located at Jalan Nibong Tada, Cebu. According to Maradong District Police Chief DSP Sekam Anoy, the incident occurred at about 10:40 p.m. when a 35-year-old woman was driving her car from Bintangor to Cebu. The driver was at Jalan Tulai when she felt that something had hit her car and then saw smoke coming out from her car's front bonnet. The woman then pulled over from the scene without sensing anything amiss. She then called up a car towing company to send her car to Cebu. Policemen arriving at the scene later found out that the motorcyclist was already dead. The case is being investigated under Section 41 in Bracket 1 of the Road Transport Act 1997. Welcome back. The government, led by the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, is a stable government due to the support of all parties, including the opposition, says Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa. Therefore, he said there was no urgent need to dissolve Parliament now to enable the 15th general election to be held.
The Ketereh MP said, leading a strong and stable government, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob wanted to continue focusing on the agenda that could benefit the people. Anwar said apart from being supported by Pakatan Harapan, several parties outside the PAK had also expressed support for the government. Asked whether the Ismail Sabri-led government should bow to pressure and advise the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to dissolve Parliament and pave the way for GE15, Anwar replied that the dissolution of Parliament for the last general election was not due to pressure.
The Royal Malaysian Police PDRM has proposed to the Home Ministry KDN to amend or enact several acts related to drug penalties in line with current developments in the abuse of banned substances in the country. Bukit Aman Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department JSJN Director Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Pichai said the types of drugs now widely used by addicts are shabu and ecstasy pills compared to heroin previously.
According to him, the police are calling for changes to the law on drug trafficking so that possession of 15 grams of shabu will be regarded as trafficking and thus qualify for death sentence. He said apart from that, the department was listing banned chemicals used to produce new types of drugs such as shabu, ketamine, yaba and kuda pills. So far in Malaysia, more than 60 banned chemicals have been listed in the production of new types of drugs compared to over 900 chemicals banned overseas. In another development, Ayub said PDRM, in collaboration with various enforcement agencies, such as the Royal Malaysian Customs Department and the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, would continue to beef up control at the country's borders to curb the increase in cannabis smuggling from Thailand, following the government's decision to allow its citizens to plant marijuana effective June 9th. He said Thailand's decision was seen to have an impact on cannabis smuggling into the country, as there were no more restrictions on the movement of the plant there, even though it is still banned in Malaysia. He said that as of Sunday, 860 kilograms of cannabis smuggled in from Thailand were confiscated in the country.
A grain storage facility in the Black Sea ports of Mykolaiv has been left in charred ruins after Russian shelling, according to Ukrainian authorities. Media access was granted to the facility on Sunday, June 12, revealing piles of sunflower seed meal still smoldering a week after shelling. A fire truck stood on standby to quell new fires in the rubble.
Deputy Agriculture Minister Taras Vysotsky said on Saturday, June 11th, that up to 300,000 tons of grain may have been stored in warehouses destroyed by Russian shelling last weekend. Mykolaiv is home to one of Ukraine's largest agricultural commodity terminals. Vysotsky said that at the start of the war on February 24th, the warehouses in Mykolaiv held 250,000 to 300,000 tons of grain, mainly wheat and corn. Local media said the shelling hit a warehouse where sunflower meal was stored. Sunflower meal is a byproduct of the extraction of oil from sunflower seeds and is widely used as animal feed in agriculture.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading onto our website at www.tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for the TVS News at 5 p.m. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.